Hey everyone, User Tony here once again. We're out at the Carolina Lakes Golf Club. I'm on the back nine. What I'm working on today is, if you watch my recent video, you know I'm having trouble with this new driver. So I'm going to be trying to work out some kinks with this driver and see what I need to do. And also, I've noticed in my videos that I'm getting a little bit slack on my setup. And some of you have noticed too. So I'm going to get a little closer to the ball, more like Kirk does, and make sure I have my hands up and see if I hit it any better today. So we're on number 10. It's a 385 yard par 4 straightaway. Still went a little bit right. 130, middle pin, into the breeze, pitching wedge. Wedge a little deep. Number 11, par 5. Right at 490 from here. Tees up a little. Very slight dogleg left. We can just hit it straight here at on this tee. Okay shot. Very toe hook. This mark right here. It's a really nice fall day, even though it's not fall yet. Got a ways before that, but it's cool. It's about maybe high 50s, low 60s. The course is in good shape. The greens are excellent. I mean, haven't seen them any better here. So I just decided to come out, play a little bit, work on these couple of things that I mentioned at the start of the video. Tighten up, you know, the cool thing about playing golf on camera is you get to see yourself and you see what you're doing, then you can start making corrections. So we're going to just play these 9 holes, work on what we're working on, not worry too much about the score. The score usually takes care of itself, and have a little fun. And I'm really here as much for the exercise as I am the golf, at least today. 212, very slightly uphill, 5 wood. On there, a lot of break in it to the right, and it's not one to fool around with and try to make. We want to roll it up in that big circle, even bigger circle than normal, and have a decent putt at Paul at birdie. I'm gonna give it about 8 to 10 feet of break here. Try to get the speed. Huh, almost. $153 to a front pin. I'm going with 9. Even if I'm just short, I'm close to the hole. Might have bounced on. It's a little right. For 33 feet, it was downhill. Reasonably straight. It may break a little left. And this one I will putt because I'm only about a foot or so off the green. And again, this is just not the kind you want to stand here thinking you're going to make. If it falls in, great, but we just want to make sure that we don't lose our par. Okay, just right of the hole, get the speed. Wow, that got away from me. This one looks straight in. It's about 5 feet. Okay, saved the par. Well, I didn't record this tee shot because, to be honest with you, the tee is way up on that hill, and I didn't want to push the push cart up there. And it's to where I hit it here, it's only a 7-iron. The hole actually goes the way it's designed. Is goes. You can see the 150 marker there in the fairway, and it goes. You're supposed to go past these trees on the right and then to the green. But there's a big opening right here that leaves you a little bit longer shot, although not that long. And it's much easier to get here from the tee. So that's what I do. I hit 7-iron off the tee, and it leaves me this shot was probably about a 9. We'll see. I'll measure. Okay, so it is 156. I'm going to hit 9 anyway because the ground is really hard. We had the hurricane several weeks ago that you all heard about on the news. The western part of the state was devastated. We, in our area, got about 9 inches in that one night. Well, that one night and the next morning. And since then, we haven't had a drop. So it's dried back out and dusty again. So anyway, I feel like if this hits just short, it could bounce on. So I'm going with 9. We can get that set up good and a little closer to the ball. That one looks good. Again, it's on the green. It's just a little bit right, but I like how I hit it. It's a little bit shorter. It's 27 feet instead of 33. Now, it looks like it should break left, but I know this green leans away from you from the fairway, which is back there. I came from this direction. And so I'm going to play it a little straighter than what my eyes are telling me it should do. Yeah, it was breaking a little right, which I kind of knew that just from experience, and I left it short. So on these long holes, we don't want to try to get everything back, make it easy on the tee shot. It just doesn't work that way. So just hit your normal, good, solid tee shot and take what's left. Can't worry about that right now. And again, I'm hitting this driver to the right. I'm hitting off the toe a lot, and I just don't know why, because it's so similar to my other driver, and I hit it so well. So I've got a shaft ordered. Very, very uphill, probably a club and a half uphill. So we have 141 to a front pin, and it's about a club and a half uphill. So a 9 would be borderline. But with the steepness of the hill up there, I can't take a chance on not getting there because it'll roll back down 20 steps or more. So I got to go with 8 and I'm going to open the face just a little. Now I'm feeling a helping breeze. I'm going to open the face just a little and hit it and see if I can get it up there. It's probably going to be long, but I just want it on the green. Open the face and align just a little bit left. It's right at the middle of the green. That should be on. That 8-iron back there was a little deep, and you can see the breeze, you can see the flag. That helped it go over too, but it's not that bad. It's a lot more downhill than you're thinking. It's about 50 feet. So those of you who would putt this, that's fine. Do what you do. I'm not good at that, so I'm going to chip. That being said, if this were flat or even uphill, we would hit a low lofty club and make it run. This one's going to want to run anyway, so I'm going to use the 56, and it'll still drift and trickle and get down there. It's going to break a lot to the right. So I got to play it about 15 feet left, I think. Somewhere way over there. See what it does. Oh, no way. Oh, wow. Thought I had one there. We can see the flag behind the bunker in the shade there. And 172 to the flag, and that's not counting the downhill. So I'm looking at that front bunker lip. If it's 160, it's going to be about 150 down the hill. So I'm gonna go with a hard 9 or a good 9. I don't say hard, but a good full 9. Again, we're going to set up closer to the ball, have our hands a little bit higher than usually. I feel like I'm like this, and I want to be more like this today, just to see if I'm getting slack with my setup. Okay. Well, it is on the green, but I pulled it a bit, probably trying to make sure I covered that bunker. And okay, we're whopping 45 feet, and this time we're uphill instead of down. Quite a bit too. It's more than just a little. And this putt's going to swing well to my right. So again, I see that huge area, 6 foot. Most people talk about a 4-foot circle. I look at a 6 or a 7-foot circle. It looks huge. I can see it in my mind's eye. You know, it actually broke left until it got up there. I'm leaving myself some really tough second putts here. This is not where I wanted to be. Very downhill, breaking to the left. This is a dangerous putt. I've got to let it trickle. Lay that on the toe and just touch it. Got it. I'd say that was 5 feet. 16 par 4, 431. Little breezes at us. But if you saw the preview shot there, you can see that the fairway leans like this. So we cannot go right. As a matter of fact, we need a little bit of left curve just to hold the fairway, which I'm not very convinced I'm going to do with this driver. So I'm going to just play it left and kind of aim it at that pine way out there. Since the ball does bound back to the right, I didn't quite get it over there, but it had like 2 feet of draw. So I'm going to get a good straight bounce, I think. Well, I have 120 left of a front pin, which if I was on a 430 tee, that would equal 300 yards, and I can't hit the ball 300 yards. I mean, if the conditions were right, maybe. And the ground is very hard, and it is a downhill slope, but I still don't think I hit that one well enough to go that far. But whatever, it was a good drive down the middle, and I've got a shot at the green. So I'm going to go with my A wedge, my 125 or 130 wedge, because it is a little uphill. So again, we're focused on the setup today. tightening things up, get a little closer to the ball. Okay, well, we end up just a little short here. Probably hit up there and roll back. I probably miscalculated the wind because I hit that ball well. We've got a 25-foot chip here. It's uphill, but I'm going to go ahead with the sand wedge or 56 wedge because the greens are so firm that they want to bounce pretty hard. Okay. Okay, number 17. It's a par 4, dog leg slightly right, but we don't need to do anything with the dog leg. We need to hit it straight out, then go to the right with the next shot. 371. If I'm back a bit from that, probably more like 380 here. Let's see if we can hit a good drive again. Again, it's down the right edge. It's going to be fine. It's just not where I was trying to hit it to. We got a good one here. I thought from the tee my ball would be okay, but there are pine limbs up here and it must have drugged through some of them and just fell down here. I thought it would be on out here. Anyway, so I'm standing on the cart path and I'm entitled to relief, but I don't want it because I got to go farther that way and it just makes the shot that much harder. And I'm just wearing sneakers anyway. I don't even generally wear golf shoes, so standing on the cart path is not a problem. So I've got 102 and some limbs up here that I could hit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 52 gap wedge and hit a 3/4. And I got to stay at no further right than the flag because the other pine tree is it could hit that. Even if I miss the green just left, I feel like I can make par. Not that I want to miss the green left. So I'm going to give this a good 3/4 backswing and just go on and hit it, try to keep it down just a bit. I think it's going to work. No, actually, it is just short. I hit it well. I just didn't take enough backswing, but it's within the plan. This one's very similar to the one on the last hole, except it's a little more, the level's a little higher. So what happens here when we hit this shot? The fact that that green is raised up takes away some of the descent of the ball coming down if it were level with the ball, if that ground were level with the ball. So in effect, it's almost like hitting a lower shot up there. So I'm going to use the 56 and assume that it's going to run a little more than it would if it was a level shot. There we're up there at a foot again. Number 18, 400-yard par 4, dogleg right. The temptation is to cut your shot around the corner, but I've learned, especially from this back tee, that if you cut it a little much, you block yourself out. Best shot is just straight out, maybe with a little tail on it, but mostly just straight away. You just hit it like everything else, I say. Down the middle usually works. Take what's left. Oh, that's a really good one. That's probably the best one I've hit today. Yeah, really good. Well, we hit that one a little too good or a little too left, one or the other, and now the flag is kind of behind those limbs or right in line with them. Anyway, I can't go at it. So I got two choices. I can either just hit it on the right side of the green, which wouldn't be a bad thing, or I can try to turn it over a little. So I'm going to do a little bit of both. I've got 120. I'm going to go with my gap wedge. Just try to turn it in a little bit. And if it doesn't, then it's okay. So how do I do that? I'm going to aim the club face where I want the ball to start. I'm going to set myself up to swing to the right of that, and then just make a normal swing with along with my feet. The ball should start out where I want it and hook a little bit. Well, it did, but it only went too far out and hooked back to where I could hit it straight, but that's okay. Could have hit a straight shot to there. This ball up in it. And who knows, if you hit it, you'd make it. Just didn't get it there. Here's another tidbit. If you're playing golf in the afternoon and you have an area of green or a whole green that's in the shade, the putt's going to be slower than the other ones that you've been putting. I knew that and didn't think about it. The grass is cooler or something and it just doesn't, you'll leave them just short. I think you hit a good putt. So remember that when you're playing late in the day. So the purpose of today's round, as I said on the 10th tee, was for me to adjust my setup. I'll get my hands up a little higher where they really should be, and to try to play the ball a little bit closer to me, more like Kirk does. That felt okay. It felt a little different, but I hit the ball okay. I didn't hit any really great irons, but I didn't hit any really terrible ones. Had a lot of 30, 20, 30, 35 footers. Mostly kept the ball in play off the tee. So the second part of that was trying this driver, which I'm not happy with. It's a Ping G430 Max 10K, and I haven't been hitting it well. It wants to go right a little, so I put impact tape on the face, and now we're going to see where I've been hitting it. But let's take a look at this club face now and see where I've been hitting the ball. It's kind of all over the place. Now I noticed the first few holes, a lot of them were out here because I didn't play the ball on the hill. Then I got a little better at it later on. So, you know, right in here is where I hit it. I hit some pretty decent drives that were way out here on the toe. The par 5 tee shot that you saw draw, that was a toe hook. Still got some pretty good distance. And the one that I hit a little right on the par 4 with the straight uphill second shot, that one was off the toe. And it went out pretty good. So these drivers do their job, the forgiving part. But I think I'm going to have to go back to addressing it on the hill the way I've always done it. I've always done that and I hit it so. But I'm not liking what the driver's doing for me, and I've adjusted it every way you can. So I've got a shaft on order I'm going to try. If that works, great. If it doesn't, I'm probably going to just maybe either keep it for a backup or get rid of it. Because I hit that G400 so well, I can turn it over, I can fade it, or whatever. So this one, there's no draw in this one for me. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the day. Thanks for joining me. And until next time, this is Geezer Tony signing off.